Story 1: The Watcher in the Closet. Sure. Are you alone? Good. Because tonight, I'll tell you 5 true horror stories you probably shouldn't hear before sleep. But you're still here, aren't you? Then close your eyes and listen closely. We begin with the first story. It's called The Watcher in the Closet. Raina was just 12, a quiet girl who liked to sleep early and who never, ever left her closet door open. Every night before she climbed into bed, she checked twice. Click. The door shut. It made her feel safe. But one rainy night, she was too tired. She forgot. The closet stayed just a little open. At 2:13 a.m., she woke up, not because of a sound, not because of a dream, but because she felt someone looking at her. Her room was still, but the air was heavier. And then she heard it. A soft, raspy breathing. Not hers, and not from the hallway. It was coming from the closet. Her heart stopped. She turned her eyes slowly towards the gap in the door. Darkness. Deep. Black. Silence. And then 2 eyes. Not red. Not glowing. Just open. Watching. Patient. Unblinking. She couldn't move. She couldn't even breathe. All she did was slowly pull the blanket over her face. She lay there for hours, too scared to move, until the sun rose. When she peeked out, the eyes were gone, but the closet door was now wide open, and on the floor were tiny muddy footprints. Bare, wet, cold. Her parents searched the room, checked the windows, even called the police, but nothing was found. No sign of entry, no footprints outside, just one thing. A small handprint inside the closet door, pressed from the inside. And from that night on, Raina never forgot to close it again. But sometimes, just sometimes, she hears breathing, even when the door is locked. Still with me? You're brave. But the night is long, and the next story goes even deeper. Into the dark. Sleep if you can. Story 2: The Lady Under the Bed. Sure. You're still awake? Good. Because story 2 is one many people wish they never heard. It's called The Lady Under the Bed. Jaden had just moved into a new apartment. It was old, with cracked walls, creaky wood, and a smell like something had been left behind. But it was cheap, and he needed quiet. He worked nights and slept during the day. One evening, as he laid down just before dawn, he heard it. Knock, knock, knock. Not at the door. Not from above. From under the bed. He froze. He lived alone. The knocks came again, but softer, like nails tapping gently on wood. He leaned over the edge, lifted the sheet, and peeked underneath. Nothing. Just shadows. Maybe it was just the old pipes. Maybe the floor shifting. He laughed nervously and fell asleep. But the next night, it happened again. Knock, knock, knock. But this time, a voice followed. Soft, gravelly, and female. Don't leave your feet out. I can see them. Jaden's heart skipped. He bolted out of bed, turned on all the lights, checked under, behind. Nothing, but something was off. The wooden floor beneath the bed had fresh scratch marks, deep ones, as if someone had been clawing their way up. He didn't sleep that day, or the next. On the third night, he set up his phone, camera pointed at the floor, recording. He lay still, waiting, and just past 3:00 a.m. It happened. Knock, knock, knock. Then, a pale, skeletal hand slowly crept out from beneath the bed. It touched his ankle. He didn't move. Frozen, praying. The hand slithered back, and a face followed. Eyes sunken, skin gray and torn, teeth broken. She stared at him from under the bed and whispered, "You look just like him." The next morning, Jaden moved out, never returned. He left everything behind. But his phone was still recording, and the last frame, before it went black, was the woman, crawling out and smiling at the camera. Still here? Then you're braver than most. But you've only heard 2. Story 3: The Man in the Static. You're still with me? Even after the woman under the bed? Good. because the next one is different. It's not about shadows or whispers. It's about something we all know, but no one understands. Television static. Tasha grew up in the 90s. Old TVs, thick screens, no remotes. She remembered one thing clearly. When the signal went out, the screen would turn to static. Black and white snow. She hated it. Even as a kid, she felt like something was in there, hiding, watching. Years later, Tasha moved into her grandmother's empty house. The old TV was still there. She kept it unplugged, always. But one night, at 2:44 a.m., the screen turned on, by itself. Static, loud, hissing. She ran to unplug it, but it was already unplugged. And in the middle of the snow, stood a man, not clear, just a blurry figure. Tall, tilted head, no face. He wasn't moving, just standing. She blinked, gone. The screen turned off, and the room went cold. Not chilly, freezing. For days, the static came back, always at the same time, and the man got closer, each night. First just a silhouette, then shoulders, then eyes, empty sockets, black, endless. She tried to smash the TV. It wouldn't break. One night, she stayed up, watched the screen. 3 a.m., he stepped out of the screen, like slipping through a curtain. He looked at her, tilted his head, and whispered through the snow, "Now you see me. Next time, you'll be me." She screamed, passed out. When she woke up, the screen was off, but her face was flickering in the static. Not her real face, a twisted, grinning version, and it was still smiling. That's 3, still listening. Then maybe you're ready for the 4th. But careful, because next time your TV hisses, listen closely. He might already be here. Story 4, The Thing Behind the Curtain. So, you're still here? 3 stories down. 2 left. But the next one isn't about ghosts. It's about something worse. The kind of thing that waits, and watches, and never ever leaves. This is the story of The Thing Behind the Curtain. Maya had just moved into her dorm room. It was small, bare. 1 bed, 1 desk, 1 window. The window had long, gray curtains. Thick, heavy, motionless. Even when the wind blew, she never opened them. Not once. Because she always felt someone was standing behind them. At first, it was just a feeling, like someone watching. But then she noticed strange things. Every morning, the curtain would be slightly moved, as if it had been touched. Just a little. She started keeping track, measured it with tape. Each night, she closed it tight. Each morning, moved by an inch. Then one night, she couldn't sleep. She stared at the curtain, long past midnight, breath held. And then, it moved. Just a ripple, like something exhaled. She whispered, "Is someone there?" Silence. She stood up, slowly, hands shaking, step by step. She walked to the curtain. No wind, no noise, just the hum of the old dorm light. She reached out and pulled it open. Nothing. Empty air. She laughed. Maybe it really was all in her head. She turned to go back to bed and heard it. "Don't look again." Her blood turned cold. She spun around. Curtain closed, but she hadn't touched it. And underneath, bare feet, 2 of them, pale, facing out, standing on her floor. The curtain fell still, but the shape behind it never moved. She didn't sleep that night, or the next. And now, even after leaving that room, she keeps every curtain in her house nailed shut, because once she saw what was behind it, and it looked just like her, but it wasn't breathing. Can you feel it? Something standing just behind your window? Maybe it's waiting. Maybe it's listening. Don't turn around. Not yet. 1 story left. If you're ready. Story 5. The Second Me. You've stayed this long. So now, let me tell you the story that most people refuse to finish. It's not just a ghost story, not just a nightmare. It's about a mirror and what happens when your reflection stops copying you. This is The Second Me. Lena had always kept a mirror across from her bed. She liked the moonlight catching her face. It made her feel safe. Until one night, it blinked. Before she did, she thought it was a trick of the light, or a dream. But the next night, as she lay in bed, half asleep, she opened her eyes and saw herself, already looking at her, eyes wide, smiling, as if it had been waiting for her to wake up. She sat up, so did it, but just a second late, not quite right, like it was following a script it forgot halfway through. She whispered, "Stop it." It whispered back, but her lips hadn't moved. Her reflection had spoken first. The days got worse. Whenever she brushed her hair, her reflection would keep brushing, even after she stopped. Whenever she smiled, it would frown, and sometimes she'd catch it staring at her when she wasn't even near the mirror, like it could see without glass. One night, her phone glitched, front camera turned on, and she saw her face, smiling, but she wasn't. Then the screen glitched. Her reflection leaned in and whispered, "I'm real now." She covered the mirrors, unplugged everything with a screen, avoided anything that reflected. But she started hearing footsteps, in the exact rhythm she walked, even when she stood still. One night, she woke up to see her reflection, standing beside her bed, not in the mirror, breathing, the skin pale and stretched, his eyes too wide to smile, too human. It leaned down and said in her voice, "I'm so tired of being trapped in glass. Let's trade." She screamed, but it was already inside her. Now, her friends say Lena seems off. She never blinks. Her smile's always too wide, and she never sleeps. But late at night, in the broken mirror she tried to throw away, if you listen close, you can hear her whispering, begging, "I'm still in here. Please, don't let her out." That was the fifth. You made it to the end. But if you wake up tonight, and your reflection is already awake, don't scream, because she doesn't like noise. And once she hears your voice, she never gives it back. Sleep well.